Messiah, he's coming with that fire. Hear the trumpet blow, here come that fire. Messiah, Messiah, yeah, he the black Messiah. Messiah, Messiah, the nation don't desire. Messiah, Messiah, he's coming with that fire. Hear the trumpet blow, here come that fire. Fireman coming, other nations, lot of man running. Lottery just can see one and 2/3 still ain't coming. You think he bringing the peace, but really he bringing the sword. I know that he came for the sheep, but only the men, not the boys. The heavens shall pass away with a great noise. The 2 Peter 3:10, God know he coming back. Tell a friend to repent. Oh, he gone with the wind. Free smoke, and that is thus said the Lord. I caught a murder that he wrote, just like Noah on the boat. Matthew 24, verse 36 on down. The hour nobody knows, like a thief in the night. When the Christ coming back here, life switching what the Father want. That's my business. When we keep the laws, that's righteousness. Yeah. You gotta pass the test. My people scattered abroad, from the east to the west.
Five and 27. So you know the Most High created all the people on earth, right? God created all the people, right? Listen what the Bible say though. He created all these people. He created the Chinese man, Arab man, all them Asians and all that stuff. Listen to this though. Read that out.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5, verse 27. And among all the people,
among all of the people that he created, read.
And among all the multitudes of peoples, thou hast gotten thee one people.
He only chose one people though. Out of all the people he created, says, he only got one people, read.
And unto this people,
and unto that people, read,
whom thou lovest,
whom God loved, what's that saying? He created all of the people, but he only chose one people. Give me Amos 3:1 now. He loved this people and he gave them what? He gave them his laws. Right. Okay? Listen to this right here. Read that.
The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
So the Israelites are the people he chose. Is that the Israelite sign right here, bro? Yes, sir. These are the people that he chose. You remember he chose one people and he gave them a law. And every time these people went against the law, the Most High sent prophets to them to tell them to come back to the laws. Okay? Read.
Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
So what's the name of the people? Children of Israel, right? Read.
Against the whole family, which I brought up from the land of Egypt.
Because he brought these same people out of Egypt. Remember Moses, let my people go? All that. They didn't keep the law, so the Most High put them in slavery. Okay, read.
Saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Now you hear that? What did he say? He said, you the only people I know. Out of all them people, you the only people I know.
That's read. Right.
Therefore, he said, since I only know you, read.
I will punish you for all your iniquities.
He said, I'm going to punish you for all your iniquity. Because what? He gave them the law, right? So listen what he said. Give me Deuteronomy 11:26. So these people get punished when they break the law. The other people don't, because God don't have no agreement with the other people. Right. He only got one people, the Israelites.
That's right.
Today these people are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And you stay with me. I'm gonna show you how we know who we are. Okay.
Bring it out. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11, verse 26. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse.
So Moses talking to these people says, he said, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. So what's a blessing? Some good, right? If you find you $30 right there, you be like, oh, Lord bless me, right? So he said, I set before you this day a blessing over here and a curse over here. Read.
A blessing if ye obey the commandments of the Lord your God.
So what you got to do to get blessed?
Obey.
You got to obey the commandments, right? Read.
Which I command you this day, and a curse if ye will not obey the commandments of the Lord.
So what happened? He said, look, if you don't obey, I'm going to curse you, right?
Bring it up.
Give me Deuteronomy 28, and I want 16. He said, look, if you keep my commandments, I'm going to bless you. You're going to be blessed in all the cities, all that. But if you don't keep my commandments, I'm going to jack you up. Okay, read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16.
Listen to some of the judgment, the curses. His judgment are the curses. He said, look, if you don't keep my commandments, I'm going to curse you. Now listen to some of the curses he said he was going to do to him. Okay, read.
Curse shall thou be in the city.
God said, if you don't keep my commandments, you Israelites going to be cursed in all of the cities. Now, when you go to any city in America, who you see there? What people?
Black.
You see blacks. You see
Bring it
us,
up.
right? When you go to the, if you walk, I can go to Chicago, New York. All I got to say, man, where the hood at?
That's right.
And
Bring it
then
out.
where we go over there, who you see? You see us walking around,
Preach
right?
up.
And who else you see? Hispanics,
Teach.
right? And the Native American, they put them on reservations.
That's right.
Okay, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American. That's one clue to let you know who the Israelites are.
Make it
Because
plain.
God
Right.
said,
Make it plain.
God said you're gonna be cursed in all the cities. Read.
And curse shall thou be in the field.
God say these Israelites, if you don't keep my commandment, you're gonna be cursed in the field. Show me, give me that right there. Who can hold that up for me? Listen to this. Look at the bottom right there. Look at the bottom right there, sis. Well, we not cursed in the fields. Look at that. What were we doing right there? Picking cotton. You know how we got here, right? We came over here on ships as slaves, right? To work the fields, right? Read that last part again.
Curse shall thou be in the city, and curse shall thou be in the field.
You hear that? We was cursed in the fields. We still cursed in the fields because we don't make the big money.
Right.
Who make the big money at these corporations? The white man.
Bring it up.
The other nations.
Make it
All the
plain.
rest of the other nations. The Arab man. Who own this subway? Probably Arabs.
Right.
All the other nations. They make the money. We don't make the money. Okay? Verse 30.
Verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife.
Now listen to this, sis. I'm gonna give you a quick summary of what God said. Okay. He said you're gonna be cursed in the city, cursed in the field. Listen to this right here though. This involves you right here, sis. Listen to this now.
Thou shalt betroth a wife.
He told the Israelites, you gonna get you a wife. He talking to the men now. You gonna get you a wife. Read.
And another man shall lie with her.
And another man gonna lie with our women.
Wow.
Who lied with our women?
White man.
Yeah,
Bring
because
it
when
up.
we was in slavery, what the white man used to do,
Right.
you know, he used to have sex with our women.
Right.
He'd be like this. Hey boy, sit in here, boy. Imagine now you married, sis, to a man.
Right.
And the white man come in and he had to lay with you. You ever seen the movies? You seen the movies, right? Why did that happen to us? Because God, we disobedient. We disobedient to the laws of God.
Right.
So that's why that happened to us, okay?
Bring it up.
Read that again.
Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
Who lied with our women? The other nations. Before the white man, it was the other nations lied with our women in captivity. Okay, but the most recent was the so-called white man.
right.
He hate our guts, but he want to lie with our women though.
Right.
Okay, read.
Thou shalt build an house.
Now on that plantation, you know it was a big house, right? Who built that house?
The black man.
We built the house,
Bring it
right?
up.
Listen what the Bible say, read.
Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
But did we live in the big house? No. Who lived in the big house? The white man. We lived
Bring
in
it
the
up.
back, in the shack, right?
That's
what
right.
we're reading the Bible. That's
right.
This is the Bible that they have in all their churches on Sunday that they not teaching.
Right.
We teaching the Bible the right way.
That's
We telling
right.
you who you are according to God. Okay, read.
Thou shalt plant a vineyard.
And we planted a vineyard. You see them fields? That's a vineyard. We planted all that stuff. Before the John Deere tractor, who was the John Deere?
We were.
We were the
Bring it
John
up.
Deere, right? Read.
And shall not gather the grapes thereof.
But when they sold that stuff, did we get paid?
No.
No, we didn't get paid, did it?
Bring it up.
God said, you gonna plant a vineyard, you ain't gonna gather the grapes thereof. We had to plant that seed in the ground because there wasn't no tractors. We had to get down in there and do it.
Bring it up.
That's a judgment of God right there. God said it's gonna happen to you because you will not obey my commandments. Okay, verse 32. Listen to this, Sid.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Now, you got kids, sis? You got kids. Now, you know, in slavery, when them kids got a certain age, what happened?
No. They had to work for the white man.
They sold. They took your kids, right? And you didn't see them no more. Read that again. Hold that sign up again.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Now look, right here. Look at this right here. What they doing to him? It's your sons and daughters are given to another. What nation of people were they given to? The white man, the most recent. Okay, so God I say that's a judgment right there. Your kids gonna be given to. Imagine now. How old your kids is?
24.
Okay, imagine when your son, you got a son, imagine he was 16. Okay, they call him a young buck, right? That's what the white man called him. They sold your son. This happened to our people for hundreds of years,
That's
right?
right.
This is a judgment from the God of Israel because we wouldn't keep the commandments of God. Now read that again, 32.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
So imagine your son getting sold. Your eyes failing. You looking. You can't do nothing because you ain't got no might in your hand. You ain't got no financial might, no military might to get your kids back. Who that happened to? That happened to us because we would not obey the commandments of God. Read on.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
We didn't have no money, no military, nothing to get our kids back. If somebody steal a bunch of white kids right now in China, what they gonna do? Trump gonna send the whole damn military over there to get them kids back. But if they steal 2 Negroes, we don't never hear them from them no more because we ain't got no might. That's a nation of people, right? Okay, is that it on that? Give me 43. Listen to this, sis.
Verse 43, the stranger that is within thee.
God called the other people the strangers, the other nations. We the Israelites. He called the other people strangers. He said the stranger that's around you, read.
The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high.
They got above us very high. That's a good example right there. They above us very high. We got to work for any neighborhood you go to. Who own the corner store? The Arabs or somebody, the white man on the liquor store. We walking around looking like zombies, right?
Right.
Trying to get that next hit. We trying to go up in the, hey, can I get $2? Read that again.
Wow.
The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high.
They get us above us very high. In the neighborhood, we're the top in this whole country. We're the top all out the country. Bahamas, Africa. It don't matter where you go, it's the same thing. Because this most high judgment on us as a people. Read.
And thou shalt come down very low.
We very low. When you gotta ask for $2 to go in the store to get a drink, you down very low, sis. Okay, read. That's a low state right there. And that happened to us all across this country. Okay, read.
He shall lend to thee.
The other people should lend to us. Because when we want to get some money, we got to go to the other people, right? We got to go to the check cashing place. We got to go to one white man, the borrower, to pay the other white man, right?
Wow.
We got to go to the check cashing place to pay the other white man who we didn't got the furniture from, right?
Generation.
We can't make the car note. We're gonna go get the payday loan from one white man to pay the other white man. Read that again.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
You hear that? Why all this happening to us as a people, sis?
We've been
We do. Why we got cursed? Because you remember the agreement. We didn't obey. We didn't obey. Now listen to this. Give me 45.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses
Read.
shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee.
Meaning, no matter where you go, they're gonna be on you. He said these curses gonna pursue you. What does pursuing mean? You running, right? Nah, the Most High say no matter where you go, because of your disobedience, these curses gonna follow you. Read.
And overtake thee.
Overtake us. That's why when the curses catch up with us, we overtook. Now we down very low, asking for $2 to get a beer. Read.
Till thou be destroyed.
Till these curses was on us till we destroyed as a nation of people. Now we don't know who we are. You know, we don't even know what day is the Sabbath day. We don't know how to eat. We don't know how to dress. We don't know nothing. We destroyed as a nation of people. The other nations look at us and shake their head. Chinese man see us on 29s with the car painted orange juice, orange.
Right.
And the Chinese man look at us and they be like, man, what is this?
Bring it out.
Then, read.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Because we didn't hearken to God. Read.
To keep his commandments.
To do what?
To keep his commandments.
We didn't keep God's commandments. Because in the churches, they don't teach you to keep no commandments. They teach you love everybody. Give tithes. but they don't teach you why you going into slavery, why you went into slavery. Okay, read.
And his statutes which he command thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign.
And these judgments, these curses, gonna be upon you for a sign. So what's a sign do?
Show you.
Show you something, right? So how we know where to come to teach it? The sign. Like how you know you can get a phone right there? Look at that. The sign. So when we go out and teach, do we go to people without the sign? No, we come here because we see the sign, so we know where to go, right? We know the judgments of God on these people, so we got to go teach them what the error is, how to get back right. Okay, how to get back right. Okay, read.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So what you mean? The seed, meaning you keep generating, right? You have kids.
Generational curse.
Yeah, it's still up on you though, right? It says it's gonna be up on your seed. Because why? We didn't keep the commandments of God. Read.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart.
Because we didn't serve our God with joy. If God tell us to do something, we don't want to do it. But we'll serve other gods and stuff. Okay, read.
For the abundance of all things. Read. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
God says you don't want to serve me, I'm going to make you serve your enemies. Okay, and he going to show you who your enemies are now. Read.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So who sent our enemies against us? The Lord gonna send them over there to get you. So when we came on them ships, who came got us? Because God sent them over there to get us. Okay, that's punishment. He said, therefore you're gonna serve your enemies. Okay, read.
And hunger.
So when we get hungry, we got to go work for who? We got to work for the white man. Then we got to go buy from the white man or the other nations. And we go to work. Like if you work at, I don't know, what's a plant around here, all people work at, warehouse or something. Nissan. Okay, who own Nissan? The Chinese probably own. Who own Nissan? Japanese. Okay, that's the other nations. We got to go work for them in order to buy something. Okay? Yeah? Okay, all right. Hey, Officer Lavin, brother need a towel, son. All right, read that again.
And in thirst, and in nakedness.
When you want some clothes, who you got to go buy from? You got to go buy from the other nations, because we don't own nothing. You might have one store every, 6,000 miles or something. Right. One black-owned store. Okay, read.
And in want of all things.
And in want of all things, you got to go to the other people. Because look, I'm gonna show you how bad it is, sis. If you got a insurance policy, right, and you die, you know you ain't dead till the white man say you dead, right?
That's right.
You're not dead till he say you dead. You can be laying over there dead, and then your kids say, look, hey, my mama died, I want to cash this policy in. What they gonna ask you for?
I know what you're talking about.
A death certificate.
That's right.
Who you got to go to get the death certificate? You got to go to the white man. So you ain't dead until the white man say you dead.
That's right.
Okay, because we got to go to the other nations for the want of all things. If you say you're gonna get married, who you got to go to? You got to go to the white man and get a marriage certificate, right? If you say, look, if you say I want to start my own business, you got to go to them to get a business license, right? Because you can't just do what you want to do, right? You can't just get a piece of paper and say driver license. Because a lot of Negroes say they free now. Well, if you're free, go get you a piece of paper and say driver license, and when the police pull you over, hey, here you go.
Bring it up.
What they gonna do? They gonna beat the hell out you, probably.
Right.
They think you crazy.
Right.
They gonna beat, and they beat our women too. They don't care.
Yeah, they do.
They'll shoot you too, son. They don't give a rip, man. All right, give me skip down to 68, bro. Listen to this, sis.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Okay, read that again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So look, we was in Egypt as a people. Where the ships at, bro? We was in Egypt as a people. And then he said, look, if as slaves. And if he said, look, when we came out of Egypt, if you don't want to keep my commandments, Egypt means bondage. It's a synonymous word for slavery. He said, I'm going to bring you back into Egypt again with ships if you don't want to keep my commandments. So how we get over here? ship. So God is telling us what happened to us as a people.
That's right.
He said, look, if you don't keep my commandments, I'm going to bring you back into Egypt again, a slavery again with ships. That's how we came over here. Okay, this is how we know who we are, because of the sign. Remember I said the sign? If that happened to you, you the Israelites, according to God.
That's right.
Read that again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So who brought us into slavery? And the Lord should do it. Into Egypt again with ships. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Just like I told you it was going to happen, that's how it happened. Okay, read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Thou shalt see it, our homeland. We ain't seen our homeland no more. We ain't been back. We ain't originally from here, you know that. Okay, read.
And there
After you got off the ships, read.
ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
So who are we sold to? What did he call them? He said you're going to be sold to your enemies. Okay? Did that not happen to us? Yeah, so who are we? We the Israelites. We the Israelites. God said this is going to happen to you. This is the sign. Okay, you can put that down. Now look, what are some of these commandments that we would not keep? You know one of them? I'm going to give you one. Give me Leviticus 11. Matter of fact, give me Deuteronomy 14 and 2. Deuteronomy 14 and 2.
Bring it up.
Deuteronomy 14, 2. Then we're going to skip over to Leviticus 11 and 7, because I know that. Okay, read that. Listen to this.
Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 2. For thou art in the holy people unto the Lord thy God.
You hear that? He talking to them people right there on that side. He say, y'all are an holy people unto God. This Moses talking to them. He say, you are holy people unto God. Read.
And the Lord have chosen thee to be a peculiar people.
He said, you're a peculiar people. You're a special people. You're set apart from the other people. Okay, read.
Unto himself.
To God himself. Read.
Above all nations.
You hear that? We supposed to be above all nations, but because we didn't obey,
We got cursed.
we're under all nations now. Listen to this. Read.
That are upon the earth.
Read.
Thou shalt not eat any abominable thing.
You hear that? So that's a commandment. Give me Leviticus 11 and 7. He said, since we above, we're special people. We can't eat any abominable thing. Right. Now give me Leviticus 11 and 7. This is a commandment, sis. Now listen to this. Read.
Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7. And the swine.
In the what?
And the swine.
What is a swine? That's a pig.
That's
he
right.
say, in the swine, read.
Though he divided the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
Read.
Of their flesh,
Of their flesh, read.
of their flesh shall ye not eat.
Do we break that commandment? All the time.
That's
So
right.
you remember, when we break the commandments, we get these judgments stay on us.
Right.
Okay, so how you keep that commandment? You stop eating it.
That's
okay?
right.
These men out here understand that.
That's
we
right.
don't eat cracklings. We don't eat bacon.
Right.
Okay, we don't eat pork chops.
Right.
Because why? Because we're peculiar people.
Right.
We don't supposed to eat that. God gave us laws to keep. Okay? Verse 10.
Verse 10. And all that have not fins and scales in the sea.
Start at 9.
Verse 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the water.
All right, now he's telling you what you can eat that's in the water.
Fish.
Like the rivers and the ocean and stuff.
Right.
He said, look, this is what you can eat. Okay, read.
Whatsoever hath fins and scales.
It's got to have fins and scales. That's what you can eat. Remember, when we don't do it, what happened to us? We get cursed. So what do our people eat today that don't have fins and scales? A lot of them. Shrimp. Shrimp ain't got no fins and scales. It's like a little bug, right? We eat the hell out of that, right? We say, if you see the white man so evil, he tell you you're doing good when you eat shrimp, right? You think you done made it. Lobster. Does lobster got fins and scales? No. But do we eat? That's a sin according to God. When you don't keep God's laws, it's called sin.
That's right.
Okay? So, and when we go in sin, what happened to us? Judgments.
Right.
But the Abraham can eat all the shrimp he wants.
That's right.
Because why? He didn't get the law. He didn't get the law.
That's a covenant we have.
That's a sis, what's up? We need you at the school, sis.
That's right.
We need you at the school, sis. That's a covenant right there. Now, Now, some of these laws are easy to do, but some of these laws are real stronghold on our people. You got to think, pork, shrimp, lobster are real stronghold. A lot of our people say, no, I got to eat my bacon. I got to eat my fat back. Right? They'd rather die than to stop eating that garbage. Okay? Now, look, sis, I'm finna deal with you on something. Give me Deuteronomy 22:5.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Now, listen to this. You remember I gave you commandments, right? Why we went into slavery? And not keeping the commandments, right? First of all, give me love. 1 John 5:3. So how do we love God? By keeping his commandments. I'll prove it to you in the Bible. So when you say you love God, but you're not doing his, you're not showing the action, you really don't love him. Okay, read that.
The book of 1 John, chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God.
So this is how you love God. Read.
That we keep his commandments.
So one of his commandments was you can't eat an abominable thing, right? So when you eat it anyway, you showing God that you don't love him. Right. Okay, now I'm finna give you something else. Deuteronomy 22:5.
Bring it up.
So this is how you love God right here, sis. Now, and some of these we ain't gonna like, right? Some of these we ain't gonna like, right? All right, now listen to this. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 and 5. The woman.
Now we talking about the woman, the Israelite woman on this side that went into slavery for doing what? Breaking the commandments of God. All them bad things happen to us because we won't keep the commandments. Okay, read.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Read.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
You hear that? So what is a woman's garment? So we had on a woman's garment out here. What we have on? Yeah. God said, read that again.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
So if we had woman's garment, we have dresses on out here. And you'll come over here and you'll be like, man, what the heck? What's wrong with these brothers? I ain't finna listen to them. Right. Okay, now what's a man's garment? Because it said at the beginning of that, a woman shouldn't wear man garments, right? What's a man garment? Pants says. So God said we got to get back in order. Okay, so our women should only wear dresses, modest apparel. Read on. Read that whole verse again. Listen to this. Sis.
Deuteronomy 22 and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth to a man. Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Because if we don't do it, do we love God? Remember, because he said, obey. When you obey his commandments, that shows you that you love God.
Right.
You can't sit up here and say you love God, but you come out of order like that, because God is all about order. Right. Okay, so what you need to do is, as an Israelite woman,
be modest.
Modest with a dress on. That's right. A dress on. Okay,
that's right.
Read.
For all that do so.
For all that don't dress right, read.
Are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
Abomination is bad to God. That's a strong one right there. That's a strong, bad sin to God. Matter of fact, give me Revelation 21 and like the last verse where he said, all abomination ain't gonna get the kingdom. Matter of fact, start at 1, then skip to the last verse. Revelation chapter 21. He said, if you work an abomination, listen what he say, read.
Revelation chapter 21 and verse 1. And I saw a new heaven.
We're talking about heaven now. Read.
And a new earth.
So when we get the kingdom of heaven, go down to the last verse right there. And 27, verse 27, listen to this.
27. And there shall in no wise enter into it.
So, this new heaven, people ain't gonna enter into it, read.
Anything that defileth, neither whatsoever work abomination.
You hear that? God said you're not gonna get the kingdom if you work in abomination.
That's right.
So what you gotta do to change, to repent, you gotta put on a modest dress, sis.
Right. That's
okay. Right. And you gotta be covered up. Modest means covered up, right? Because we the Israelites. We remember we supposed to be above all people up on the earth.
Right. That's right.
In other words, if I walk by, you can point me out and say that's an Israelite right there.
Yeah, because we see the judgments on you. Okay. We see the sign on you. That's why we say, hey sis, okay. We see the sign on you, so you understand that, right? So when but in order to repent, give me Romans 12 and 2. You got to reform your whole mind, because you know our mind is the white man. Because who taught us everything? He taught us everything. How he taught us? With his media, with his TV. Okay, he taught us that Thanksgiving is good. Okay, he taught us that Christmas is good. Okay, all right, read that.
Romans chapter 12 and verse 2. And be not conformed to this world.
You hear that? He said, don't be conformed to this world, because this world tell you that Christmas is good, Halloween is good, women wearing tight pants. Woo-wee! That's what the men said on it. God said, don't be conformed to this world. Read.
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
You got to renew your mind, sis, because remember who taught you everything? The white man taught you. The white man taught you if you got on tight leggings, you look good. But God said, no, I want my women in modest dresses.
That's right.
Because we love God, right? All right, now let me show you something. Give me 1 Corinthians 11. 1 Corinthians 11. 1 Corinthians 11. No, start at like 2. Now, God got an order. God got an order, sis. Remember, the white man taught us our order here. His order is totally against God. Okay? I'm going to prove it to you. This is how God said the Israelite man and woman supposed to be set up. This is the order. Read.
1 Corinthians chapter 11 and 2. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things.
Read.
And keep the ordinance.
God, this is Paul telling the Israelites, he was teaching, keep the ordinances, the laws. Keep the law, meaning don't eat unclean things, dress modest, do what God say do. Keep the ordinances. Read.
As I delivered them to you.
Read.
But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
The head of man is Christ. Okay, so the head of the Israelite man is Christ. Okay, read.
And the head of the woman is the man.
The head of the woman is the man. So that's the order. Read.
And the head of Christ is God.
And the head of Christ is the Most High God. They not the same being. You got man and you got woman. Okay, that's the order. All right, you understand that? Read.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So if we was out here teaching with our head covers, we'd be dishonoring that. We'd be dishonoring our head, who is Christ. Read.
But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonoreth her head.
So when the scripture's coming out, you have to cover your head to show your submission to the man. That makes sense to you? That make order. That's the order right there. You show, look, my husband is my head, and this is what I believe in, because the Most High God wanted it like that. You understand? Go back to Romans 12 and 2 again. So we got to change our mindset, because remember, who taught us everything? They taught you Nickelodeon. They taught you Wickedness, Nickelodeon, Nick at Night, all that garbage. They taught you Christmas was good.
Right.
Halloween was good. What else they taught you? Rabbit lay eggs, Easter, all that stuff is against the God of the Bible. You understand? So we got to reform our mind, not listen to them. Yeah, so we can't do that. Cupid, that was a Roman, was it a Greek or Roman? Greek God. Yeah, love and stuff. They all about it. They all
Put it in there and then confuse you and think you might be
right. So they all about, the so-called white man is a pervert. He all about sex.
Right.
You know, when he show a picture of heaven, you got little white babies naked. Why everybody naked? Because the white man is the scriptures say that he's a profane person. Okay, meaning that's all he think about. He taught us all that stuff, and now we love to do it. Okay, read that again.
I got book of Romans chapter 12 and verse 2. And be not conformed to this world.
So you can't be confirmed to this world, because once you start keeping God laws, sis, all your friends gonna say what they gonna say. She crazy.
That's right.
Because they see us out here, they say, oh, them Negroes crazy. But do we sound crazy to you?
No.
We understand why we in the condition we in. We at the bottom of society. So is the churches, they got not working for us? No, they not working. It's working for the so-called white man, because he at the top. And we at the bottom, we stand down very low.
Right.
But we got to keep the commandments of the God, then the Most High gonna hear us. I'm gonna prove that to you. Read.
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
You hear that? You got to be transformed by the renewing of your mind so you can prove what's good to God. Okay, give me 1 Kings 8:46. Because this is what God told us to do when we figure out who we are. When we figure out who we are, that's when we got to change. Okay, so you willing to change. You willing to stop breaking God's laws. Now you got to be taught, sis. Because you don't know right offhand. So you know you're out of order right there. You know, you understand that the Most High really care about apparel, your clothing. Okay, because if he didn't care, he wouldn't have put it in the Bible. Because Christianity tell y'all, come as you are.
That's
no,
right.
God don't say that. He said he want a strict difference between the woman and the man. Because let me ask you something, sis. You know these homosexual women, right? They dress like men, right?
And the homosexual men dress like
You're right. So when you see some of these women, you look at them, you have to look kind of hard because you think it's a man, right? God said that's out of order. That's an abomination right there. He want a strict difference.
Right.
He won't, because if you out of order like that, your whole community out of order. Your family's out of order. The kids out of order.
That's right.
And we do what? We stay in slavery. Okay, so we got to set back up the order according to God. You understand that? Okay, read that.
1 Kings 8:46. If they sin against thee.
So we sin against our God because he poured them judgments out upon them. He said, if you sin against it, this Solomon right here telling us, read.
For there is no man that sinneth not.
We all have broke God's laws, but we know when we're breaking the law, and we don't continue to break the law. Okay? Read.
And thou be angry with them, and deliver them to the enemy, so that they carry them away captive.
So we were delivered to our enemies, right? Remember I said? He said, God be angry with us and deliver us to our enemy. Read.
Unto the land of the enemy.
We was brought over here to the land of the enemy. Okay, read.
Far or near.
Some of us stayed over there, some of us came real far, called the Atlantic Ocean. That's where we at. We came a long way. Read.
Yet, if they shall bethink themselves.
Remember who you are. But if you remember who you are, why all this stuff happened to us like we did? Because we like, why we live in the worst parts of the city, trash all on the ground? When you go out to the nice neighborhood, what a nice neighborhood is here? Brandon? Madison. Do you see trash like this?
No.
Look at the subway, sis. They need to paint that thing. Why it looks so bad? He said, when you see that, read.
That's a sign.
Yet, if they shall bethink themselves.
If they shall bethink themselves, remember who they are. Why all this stuff happening to us, read.
In the land, whither they were carried captives.
Right here, read.
And repent.
And do what?
And repent.
We got to repent. Meaning we got to stop breaking God's laws. Okay? One law I gave you was eating. Another law I gave you was dressing. Okay? Now I'm just giving you a couple. It's a lot more laws. Okay? All right, read.
And make supplication unto thee in the land of them that carried them captive, saying, we have sinned.
That's what we got to do. You got to say, we have sinned. Like we used to do all that. We used to eat crab, lobster, shrimp, dress out of order. We used to lay with women that ain't our wives. That's out of order to God. God said you can't do that. We have sinned. We said we have sinned. And we changed. We started living according to his laws. Right. Okay, read.
Saying we have sinned and have done perversely.
Read.
We have committed wickedness.
Read.
And so return unto thee.
Return unto God. How you return to God? Repent, start keeping his commandments.
That's
Now
right.
the churches tell you to repent, come to church. No, that's idolatry. Because it ain't no God of everybody. It's only the God of Israel.
That's right.
So when you bow your head to a God of everybody, because remember I said he chose one people, right? And to this people he gave us a law. They don't teach that in the churches. They say everybody God
When
people.
I pray, I need to be praying to the God of Israel.
You need to pray to the God of Israel. I'm finna show you how to pray. Read on.
And so return unto thee with all their heart and with all their soul in the land of their enemies,
In the land of your enemy, read.
which led them away captive, and pray unto thee.
And pray unto that God, that same God that put you on cargo slave ships.
Right.
And it's telling you how to do it. Read.
toward their land.
You got to pray toward your land.
Bring it
Your
up.
land is Israel. Okay, because you the Israelites. Okay, that's our homeland over there. We got to turn to the east and pray. Okay, and know who we praying to. The God that did these judgments to us.
Right, bring it out.
Because we would not keep it, we would not obey. So we got to first start, remember it said you got to repent first, then pray. Because he don't hear you. Hold that. Give me John 9:31.
Bring it out.
Come back to that. Where's the east? You can get your phone and put your phone and it'll show you the direction.
Sunrise.
Sunrise, yes. And then if you got the phone, it'll tell you which way east. So you turn to the east and say, hey, Most High God, look, I know the God of Israel, I know you did this to our people. Okay, I want to repent. But you got to be doing something.
Right.
You got to be keeping the commandment. Listen to this. John 9:31. You got it?
John 9:31. Now we know that God heareth not sinners.
You hear that? Read it again.
Now we know that God heareth not sinners. But if any man be a worshiper of God and doeth his will, him he heareth.
So what you got to be doing for him to hear you? You got to be doing his will. What is the will of God? To obey his law. So if you want God to hear you, sis, you got to repent and do what he say do. Because you remember, read that top part again. 31.
Verse 31.
Now we
know that God heareth not sinners.
So what is sin? Yeah, what is sin? 1 John 3:4. So what is sin? Keep first King for me. So sin, we're gonna get it. This is in the New Testament. Now we're going to the New Testament. Because these churches will tell you, it don't say that in the New Testament. Now we're going to the end of the New Testament, way in the back. Okay, read that.
The book of 1 John, chapter 3 and verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin, transgresseth also the law.
Read.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
So what is sin? Transgression of the law. So I read you a law. Yeah.
That's right.
From the beginning,
Right.
it was transgression against that law.
Right.
So
Right.
if we turn from our ways and repent and go back to the law,
Right.
he'll forgive us.
He'll.
Now you will see the treatment of God. We are not black men, we are Israelites. Take care of us. And our children too. We have repented. How are you? People want to know who's the king.
Oh, nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father. Oh, nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father.
Now why they trying to make it so hard to serve God? And why when I say that I'm a Jew, it sound odd? For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sounds wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcast, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.